Hi guys, and welcome down to another Keeping You in the Loop podcast. Today I am joined by James, who's part of the CoasterGen team, and obviously the co-host Joe from Theme Park Insanity. How you doing, guys?
Good.
Good. I've lost the planky platypus.
You've lost it. It's gone.
Yeah, it was too hard to pronounce.
It was for everybody. Yeah. Too hard to type as well.
Requires far too much effort. No.
Yes. So you're now James, and you're actually under the team badge now on CoasterGen's Facebook page as James as well. So yeah, that's happened.
Nice.
Anyway, let's get on with some news, shall we? So today it's been announced that Merlin Entertainments have paired up with Hub for global framework agreement. Where they are changing the parking technology they're using. The investment is a new parking technology will add guest experiencing, giving a smooth, efficient, and effortless experience when visiting. Guests will be able to download the app onto the smartphone, so you'll have another app to download, guys. And pay via their phone for ease. The system will also offer online booking facilities. Prepaid visitors will be able to access parking facilities via AMPR, giving a smooth access and exit from the car park. And we'll just use our passes as normal with the Merlin annual pass. So that's good news.
Brilliant.
That means there's going to be less hassle. Yeah. What do you reckon?
Fantastic. I think, to be honest, actually, that's going to be a little bit easier in the fact that, it should be a nice sort of streamlined sort of flow of cars out of the car park all being well. It kind of takes the, like the human aspect out of it in terms of scanning like a pass to go through every time. I mean, obviously, you're still doing that with a Merlin pass, but having said that, in terms of the rest of the cars, that's quite straightforward. So for me, actually, that sounds like a good move for the park. Sorry, for Merlin in general.
Yeah, and then I think one of the bigger things for me is the amount of queues you'll get when more Merlin parks take it on. Say, for example, Alton Towers, when they take it on, there's not going to be queues down the bottom of Main Street. No,
there isn't.
the one that probably needs it the most, Legoland.
Yeah, Legoland. I agree.
Considering when I went there a few years ago, I missed the bus that I was meant to get on to get to the train
I love this
station.
story.
Oh,
This story's
no.
been.
I then went back into the park, sat down, had a drink for like 45 minutes because I had managed to get a lift from the hotel, which is down the bottom of the road.
Yeah.
I walked from the top of the road all the way down to the hotel.
Yep.
In that time, I overtook the bus I was meant to be on. About an hour after it had left.
That's brilliant. You can't even write that, can you?
No.
No, so it's just like, yeah, it definitely needs to sort out the kind of parking situation at Legoland.
It certainly sounds like it. Absolutely.
It's very bad.
Yeah, and I mean, it's going to be good as well. Like, if other parks start doing it, like, I don't know, maybe if even Blackpool maybe takes it on at some point, or, different parks. Basically, parking up and leaving is just too crazy. You have to, at the moment, you have to go, for those of you who don't know, who don't drive, I don't drive myself, but I know how it works. You have to go to the ticket machine on the way out. Let's use Fort Park as an example. I believe it's under the dome, isn't it, James? I'm sure it is.
For which?
Fort Park, where you get the tickets from to get out. Parking tickets.
You can get it in dome. I know you can get it in the like annual pass building as well.
Ah, okay. So you can get it on the way out. Either way, it's going to stop loads of people just being in one place at one time, getting one thing, and they can just go to the cars and leave. I think that's awesome, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it turns out. Hopefully, the app doesn't go down, and there's people left without tickets to get out of the car park.
That's what I was gonna say. No. Is it that they're just introducing their technology, or the hub people gonna actually take over the parking?
That's a good question.
So are we paying Hub for parking, basically?
So, like a big NCP situation, are you gonna get a company coming in, taking over a plot of land for parking? And if their technology goes down, then what's gonna happen? Are people gonna get a fine? Are they not?
Well, what I'm gonna do, James, is I'm gonna come round with a high vis on, and I'm gonna slap a ticket on the car. And I'm gonna write Hub down on a t-shirt on the back of my high vis and pretend I work for Hub and collect tickets. That's probably what I'm gonna do.
So yeah, is Hub just gonna be installing the technology?
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be.
Are they gonna take over the car park?
That's a really good question. Let me just see if it says anything. Googling on air about. No, it doesn't look like they're going to be. It's just the car park management process. That's all it says. Yep.
So the main question is then, do we know if this is going to affect our visit in March? Is that already
Yes.
going to be sort
So
of?
the
It is,
rollout will
right.
begin with Fort Park Resort in March 2020 and then continue overseas. So obviously it's going to be Highland
But-
Park, I imagine.
Luckily, we have premium, so we can
Yes.
just use them anyway. So
Indeed.
do.
it'll be fine.
Right, anyway,
That's-
on to the next topic. The big one is testing with its new track. What do you reckon?
It is. So
They've done that very quickly.
Yes.
certainly have. So the actual footage itself, which Pleasure Beach experienced, so big shout out to those guys, by the way.
Yeah, massive.
Actually posted on their YouTube channel, showed that the train itself was actually going around yesterday. Now they only actually finished installing the track on the 2nd, so to be fair, that's really quick work for the guys. I reckon there's a good chance of it being opening for opening weekend. What do you guys reckon?
James?
Well, yeah, I've if they're already testing and if everything goes smoothly, then I'm assuming that would have been their plan in the first place to have it ready.
You'd assume so, wouldn't you?
Because
Yeah.
it wouldn't make sense if they were doing a full retrack. Then sure, they'd be down for quite a while.
Yeah.
But the fact that
Yeah.
they chose a specific section and managed to kind of get it installed this early.
Well, they've done a few sections.
have
Haven't
it
they?
ready.
They've done after the break run with rewelds and stuff, haven't they? I believe. But,
I only know about the actual kind of replacement track pieces.
oh, okay.
So there is actually a couple of supports after the brake run, I believe, or the mid-course brake one, and they have actually been welding the joists between the track and the actual supports.
Oh, okay.
And it does look as if those have been repaired as well. So it looks like there's been work in several different places.
Nice.
But obviously the main bulk of the track is the part that we focused on the most. So yeah.
Do you think
The
that
one
was
thing
just
that I
done
do-
because of the hotel?
It could well be. I mean, to be honest with you, Charlie, well, it makes it look nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Effectively,
Yeah,
but
that's what I was going to say. The track with the red paint looks
Yeah.
lovely.
it certainly does.
Oh yeah, man, it looks well good. It's like they've just gone into No Limits and changed the rail type, like
From old
rusted. Yeah, from rusted to looks new. It looks good. It looks good. Yeah. So
Definitely.
speaking of new things, the Flamingo Land. Do you want to take the lead on this one?
Certainly would. Yep. So the park have really started to crack back on with the work on the actual coaster. Now, from what we've heard several different things. We've heard that RCS are off-site. However, we've also heard that no, they're not. They actually are. So in terms of the people actually doing it, we don't 100% know exactly who is actually carrying out that work. That being said, a lot of work has taken place. Half of the final turnaround section is now complete. Parts of the trench on the second trench where it goes up into the Cobra roll have actually been worked on and complete. And I think realistically, we've not had any sort of updates this week, but I think the only parts missing really are actually the Cobra roll now and the actual sort of second half of that turnaround. So with that in mind, it's looking like we're going to be seeing completion of the track very, very soon. And we're definitely going to be checking out the park in the February half term at some point.
Nice.
Taking her up there just to go and check up their, their February half term offering. And also, too, just to sort of get another close up look at exactly what's going on site. So, in terms of us on Theme Park and Sunday, we'll be definitely keeping you updated with that as ever.
Yeah.
But it's positive, very, very positive. So,
That's
looking
good. So, are they definitely repainting it?
So we've heard confirmation they are, and that's come from several different sources. However, again, nothing officially confirmed on that by the park.
Yeah.
But there are inside sources that we've heard from. Not going to name names, anything like that. But we've heard that that is definitely happening along with the train. So we'll be intrigued to see how much of that is true, and obviously what comes of that in the months to come as well. But I would imagine the priority is going to be testing as soon as the electrics are installed, because that coaster has been sat on that parking lot for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I think they'll probably want to get it up and make sure it actually works before anything else in terms of repaint or anything like that takes place. That'll be the main priority. So
And
one thing that
go on, James.
confuses me with it
Mhm.
is they have had it in pieces. It kind of would have been easier, rather than sending people up in harnesses, to paint it while it's on the ground.
You see, it would have been. But we actually
Yeet.
discussed this with somebody.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, what they actually did say was that yes, they could do that and paint it on the ground, but they'd be painting the same piece of track about 3 times apparently. So you'd have to lift it up to paint underneath it. You then have to put it back down and paint on top of it. Then you'd have to paint where the strap marks around it have been holding it up.
Oh
so,
my god, nah, take that.
So when
you
yes, I mean when you kind of think about it, it makes more sense for it perhaps to be done when it's actually up. But yeah, initially in first thoughts are sort of maybe it should have been done that way, but you kind of it's one of them really. So definitely.
Is there any news? Is there any news on the area around it? Is it going to be themed to anything? Do we know anything of that, or is it just all the same at the moment?
So again, nothing official. The only thing we've heard, obviously, are rumours, and we're hearing rumours very strongly of a pirate theme. Now that would obviously sort of coincide with the area that apparently the actual entrance to that, or should I say, entrance queue line, is actually coming off because it's supposedly supposed to be coming off the actual entrance plaza itself, and I think the exit's supposed to be going out onto the Metropolis side. Now, if you look at the groundworks in our recent construction photos that we shared from Flamingo Land Crazy, again, big shout out to you guys.
Yep.
You can kind of see that they've already started to install that path as well, in terms of the curbs, etc., on that side too. So that all sort of points towards that definitely been the case. But as I say, with theme, nothing as of yet, and we are keeping a very close eye on that situation. So
sweet,
indeed. So as soon as we know anything, we'll definitely let you know.
Yeah. Now, if this storm that's supposed to be hitting the UK in the next week, it looks like a bad one.
It does.
Storm Kira, I think it's called, or Kyra. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's
Kira.
Kira. Storm Kira. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's looking pretty brutal. Winds up to 85 miles an hour. Let's hope that
and
a month's worth of rain.
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. So for those of you that don't know, it's gonna get bad. Let's hope and pray that it disappears by Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to be otherwise. It's going to be another Oblivion situation where they're doing it in boats and it putting it pipeline. So I had to stick that in there, but
yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
So let's hope that this storm, dies off before opening day. And like we said in the previous podcast, guys, if you see us knocking about, come and say hi. We'll definitely get a few rides in with people as well. So just come and say hello.
Absolutely, come and grab us.
All right, we've got a massive announcement for CoasterGen. In May this year, me and James are taking a trip out to PA. So I wanted to ask James what he's looking forward to the most. So James, what are you looking forward
to? Ferrari Land, Ferrari World, Land World, whichever one it is. Can't remember.
Ferrari thing, the car thing.
The Ferrari thing, the car thing,
The big ass roller coaster, that one.
Yeah. Shambhala and experience Furious Bacon.
Yeah, you want to know how bad that is, right?
Yeah, I call it Furious Bacon.
To be perfectly honest, I actually want to know how bad that is myself. Really, I've never been out to PA, so I can only take your guys' word for it. But
it depends where you sit. I mean, it can be bad and it can be decent. Does that make sense? It's a bit like Rita.
Yeah.
It can be rough and it can be smooth. It depends where you sit on the ride. I want to try and get on the back row with James straight away, just so we can feel that airtime off that launch. That launch is incredible. It'll shock you, that launch, James. I'm telling you, quick. And you straight into a little bunny hop and then into a right-hand turn and you angle about 80 degrees off. It's crazy.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
And you're on the wings as well. Well, you're not on the wings. You're on the you're on the side of the track, so it's even better. But other than that, what so Shambhala's going to be your tallest ride, isn't it?
How tall is Shambhala?
It's 305 feet, I believe.
Yeah.
Is it not? It's not 305 feet. 275, isn't it? 275? Rings a bell. It's not a Giga. It's a Hyper. Yeah. Googling on it.
Yeah, 76 meters. No, 256 feet.
Yeah,
which is still taller than big one. Yeah. So
that's...
tallest ride.
What's Red Force at?
Let's have a look. Red Force.
Is it called Red Force? I can't remember what it's called.
I think it's Red Force.
It is Red Force, yeah.
Red Force. It is 367. That will be my tallest ride.
Nice. That's not far off a Giga. That's really close. Oh,
That's
why don't you just
incredible.
make it a giga? Why don't you just do 400 feet? That's so annoying. That's literally like a cherry picker up and then it's done.
So,
That's so annoying.
literally like the like European version of I was going to say Shambhala, that'd be ridiculous.
European version of Shambhala.
Well, we're not in
It's 'cause
Europe
it's a-
anymore, so it is the European version of Shambhala.
Oh yeah, no, European version of King Dakar. That's what I meant.
Yeah, it's very smooth. It's very high, and the views are magnifique.
Beautiful.
Magnifico.
Magnifico. Yeah.
Awesome.
Right, you had a question.
I did. So one of our followers named Sam Powers, again, big shout out to you, mate, asked us the Dungeons brand, which is one of Merlin's franchises, is a massive fan of them, as are we, and we absolutely love them. So he's wondering basically where the next dungeon's going to be, what sort of timescale we'll be looking at, and kind of what to expect. So it's a good question, really. I mean, to be perfectly honest, it's really sort of hard to predict because Merlin, as a rule, tend to have this big thing of opening up within big cities. So you look at the likes of London, Edinburgh, York, stuff like that. It's going to be a city, but the question is which one, and it has to be a historical city to fit in with that kind of theme. I think in our sort of opinion. In terms of the timescale, I would reckon. I mean, I don't really sort of know exactly what it was between, sort of Alton Towers and the last one, but I'm saying a good 5, maybe 6 years minimum, certainly for the planning at least, and obviously for location. It could possibly be, but that it's one abroad because they obviously have them worldwide. But for us, we would very much like to see one in Leeds. The reason being, there is a lot of history still surrounding Yorkshire, stuff within our area that doesn't necessarily apply to York, and I think there's still a lot they could possibly do with that. Couple that with the footfall, obviously, Leeds is one of the biggest cities in the north. You could even do it in Manchester, but I think Leeds, you've kind of got that feel, and obviously with it being my home city, I'm kind of biased, but I'd love to see one in Leeds.
Yeah.
What's your thought on that, mate?
Orlando. Now, hear me out. So the Americans have a lot of history that we don't know about, like the Civil War and all that kind of stuff. So maybe they could theme it to that kind of vibe.
That'd be good, definitely.
And they're doing a lot of attractions there. They've now got that observation wheel. They've got some other stuff that's going on down there. I'm going to be checking it out next year when I go to Orlando myself, but I can't right now remember what they've got there. But I can see an American dungeon at some point, and also maybe another European theme park like Hyder Park, something like that. That Merlin owns.
Yeah,
I could add a bit to an area. What do you reckon, James?
I was thinking that because Merlin, they're very kind of towards like south and central, and a little bit up the north.
Well, Trafford Centre's got a lot. Got the and Blackpool.
Yeah, that's very true.
They haven't really branched out into like Wales or anything like that.
True.
So one in Cardiff, which actually does have quite a lot of diverse history.
Oh, Wales has a lot of history, right?
There's a lot of history with all the kind of mining, because it's not just Cardiff. They could have it based in Cardiff, but also have the history of kind of like the surrounding valleys.
Yeah.
Which has a lot of mining kind of history towards it.
Conway would be a great one.
So I feel like Cardiff would be quite a good one because it is very like big city. Merlin loves cities.
They certainly do.
So it could be quite a good area, and obviously I did have the previous kind of like BBC Doctor Who experience, but that closed.
Before
I moved to
Do you want to tell us
Cardiff
about that? Do you want to tell us about that, James? Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so I lived in
anecdote
Cardiff.
You've got.
I lived in Cardiff for 4 years, and of them 4 years, like I think 2 or 3 of them, the Doctor Who experience was open, but I didn't get round to actually going and doing it. And then when I moved to Cardiff Bay, so I was very close to it, I could see it from my flat. It closed.
Yeet.
So it's just a big empty building now.
Oh no!
They still have all the signage up for it. That's the thing. Like when you walk past it, it's still got the signs.
Wow,
it's a bit like the Star Trek experience in Blackpool, isn't it? It's got all the branding on it, but nothing inside of it.
I reckon a lot of that moved to movie park in Germany. When they did the Enterprise ride.
I would imagine that could be the case.
Because the bridge is there, and it's the same one that I've been watching some vlogs, and it's the same one that was in the Star Trek experience.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to go and put like Gem 1 Star Trek in there now, or whatever they're doing. But it's one of them. It's a good one though. You should definitely do it if it opens again. Like I keep saying.
Definitely. But yeah, so I think that's a good fair point, and I think there's quite a few different sort of options there that could possibly go off. So it'd be interesting to see exactly what actually happens there. Definitely, thanks to Sam for that amazing question.
Yeah, cheers, Sam.
Awesome. Okay, so what do we have next then, guys?
We have next is you. You're a sneaky little devil. Those of you that don't know, you check out Screw Loops' YouTube channel. He did a video recently how to overcome your fears on roller coasters.
I certainly did.
Yours truly over here, Joe, popped up. I'm watching in the premiere. I'm talking to Screw Loops, and I'm talking to all the people in the chat, and who appears on the screen? Joe. Theme Park Insanity. I was like, what? Congrats, mate. That's cool.
No, that's amazing. Thank you very much, and also thank you to Chris as well. For the amazing opportunity. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I wanted to tell you all week, but the only thing was obviously he only wanted to sort of keep it in sort of like a closed loop kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which you can understand. I mean, it's good, but it was really, really nice of him. We really appreciate him actually asking us and reaching out and saying, do you want to do this? Now, funny story, actually, my wife basically took 3 attempts to film that. The first time, my wife started pissing herself laughing halfway through. We both just ended up in absolute hysterics. The second time, I started laughing about 2 seconds after I started filming it, and the third time, you can obviously see on screen, I sort of have a bit of a giggle, but then we just couldn't take it seriously at all. I don't know why. I think it was just one of those nights. We're just having so much of a good time, but we managed to get that short little clip, and it's amazing that he's actually featured it in. It's our first official YouTube appearance, technically, really.
Yeah.
So huge thanks to Screw Loops for letting us be part of it, and I think it's very important as well in terms of doing that, because it's nice to actually hear from other enthusiasts, their little stories about kind of how they overcame their fears as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully anybody that's watching it that does have that fear can take inspiration from what we've all said and hopefully sort of conquer it themselves. So yeah, fantastic video from
I had quite a good one of getting over fear of riding rides.
Oh, go on.
I was going to ride X No Way Out at Fort Park. In the queue for that broke down. But we stayed in the queue because we didn't know how long it was going to be before it opened. And then they came round and gave us all fast track, so it wasn't opening anytime soon.
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, you can use it on any of the rides. So we end up heading over towards Amity kind of way. And then, I rode Stealth. It's my first ever roller coaster.
Christ.
My first ever roller coaster was Stealth. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'll tell you something.
I was bricking it in the queue.
Yeah. I was nervous the first time I went.
It wasn't like I had to queue for long, no.
Oh yeah, true.
But I was bricking it, but it was one of the most exhilarating.
Do you think that helped because you didn't have to queue that much?
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight on, bang, doom.
Straight on, not having as much of the nerves.
What did you think when you came off it?
Loved it.
Yeah,
I was hooked instantly.
You're shaking.
So
a
bit, and then I can't remember whether I went to Inferno next or Colossus, but I went. I think it might have been Colossus actually.
Yeah.
For my first inverting coaster.
Wow, nice. That's a cool story, man.
So yeah,
as if you went on Stealth.
Yeah, but saying that, my brother's first ever roller coaster. It was up at Alton Towers. Rita.
Ah,
wow.
So we both went on launch coasters for our first
launched Intamin coasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Very nice.
That's cool. What did you go on first, Joe?
So my first proper coaster was actually the Ultimate at Lightwater Valley, and I did it on a school trip when I went with middle school.
Oh.
But after going on that, I just got hooked and I just looked for anything and everything I could get on. And I think the next one I did was actually over at Blackpool on the big one. So
wow, nice.
I was quite northern basically.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yours, Luke?
The first ever roller coaster I went on was one that used to be underneath the big one. I can't remember for the life of me what it's called right now, but that was my first ever. But it went round in like a figure 8, and I can't remember what it was called. It was like a shuttle something. I don't know. It was right underneath the big one where the Red Arrows thing is now. But
Oh, nice.
My first like proper circuit, like main roller coaster was
Big coaster, yeah.
yeah, was the roller coaster, which is now the Nickelodeon Streak. That was the first one, and it went round twice because back then the operators used to do the brakes manually, and it was the last train of the night. So instead of sending one round testing after we was on it, they sent it round twice. That was amazing.
So you got like a bonus ride.
Yeah, so I got literally 2 times the amount of airtime, and and when you don't ride rides that much, I was petrified of rides. I was really scared, but I went on that, and then I was pretty happy. I went to Alton Towers, went on Oblivion. Was my first ride at Alton Towers.
Wow.
Oh, that still gives me the shit. Sorry, that still scares me shit. Gives me the shits. That still scares the hell out of me to this day, especially when you.
I'm not sitting next to you if it gives you the shits.
Code Brown. No. No. It's just when you sort of like creeping over, you go around that little corner towards that drop, you can just see it looming in front of you, and you just like, I'm going down that in about 2 seconds. Literally.
The lift hill, to me, how steep the lift hill is gets me as well. It's like you push back in your seat, like if you go in the morning, it's like the sun is right in your face.
Yeah, that is not pleasant.
And then you get over and you're like, wow. And you're like the same height as the towers, and you look around and you just see like the Smiler in front of you and Enterprise over there, and you just move straight over.
It does give you a cracking view, definitely.
Out your seat, yeeted out your seat, and down through that hole. Back round, and then you get the shits, apparently. No, you hit the brake run, and then that's it. And that's it. You get your picture, and you go, I've done it. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
That was the first time I went to Alton Towers with school, and that was the only ride I did all day. I was like, I'm going to ride Oblivion, because I was watching it being built on Coaster Force website while I was at school at dinner time. I'd be on, what's going on Coaster Force, and checking that out. God, that site's been going for ages, hasn't it?
It really has.
Yikes!
So how old would you? How old would you have been then?
12 or 13.
Oh wow!
Yeah. 13. And then we went back that year. We went back that year for the fireworks.
Yep.
And I rode everything, which was amazing. It was. I think it was before. Was it before? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, while the fireworks were going off. Me and a few of my mates from school, we were just lapping Nemesis and the mine train, and we had all our school on the mine train. We went around about 6 times in a row, didn't even get off. It was amazing because it was just dead. Guys, if you want to ride the rides at night and you don't want any hassle and you've seen the fireworks, this is what I'm going to do this year. Actually, this is a quick tip for you. I'm going to watch the fireworks on the first night, and on the second night, I'm going to go and ride the coasters while the fireworks are going off, because you get some amazing visuals from the fireworks while you're on the rides. You can see them from every ride you're on. And there's no queue. So usually the ride ups are just like, do you want to switch seats, or do you want to stay where you are? I don't know what to do. It's quiet. I don't know what's going on. Yep, there you go.
Just dispatch me and send me again.
Yeah. I think when I went to school that night, I think I did air about 25 times and Nemesis about 30.
Wow, that's incredible.
From when everybody was walking over to the lake, I was walking off to Forbidden Valley. I was like, yeah, I'm going that way. And then I met loads of my friends. I was just going to do it on my own, because I couldn't be bothered. And the coach wasn't leaving until like half an hour after the fireworks anyway, so it was it was really cool. It was a good experience. And after that, that's it, done. I was hooked. Went back to Blackpool, went on the big one with my dad in the hail. We started climbing the first lift hill, and it started hailstoning as we went over the crest of the hill. And I just remember, like, I've got the photograph, and it looks like I'm being impaled. I'm wearing a Quicksilver t-shirt, Quicksilver hoodie that was white, and on the picture it looks cream, like it's that wet. I'm like almost an orange cream. It was that wet. I got absolutely soaked. Anyway, stopped, went back on it again, back row, loved it. And then since then, it's been Shambhala, the rest of you've just got to really push yourself and think, do I want to ride this now? And not maybe enjoy it, but it's just like a minute of your life. It's not one of them. It's not a big thing, really. Think about it.
No, exactly. And I think also as well, if you want to sort of take gradual steps, like I said, in the video, sort of pick smaller rides, do those, get used to the kind of feel of it. The way
don't jump on stealth.
No, definitely do not do that. I mean, I've not even been on that, and yeah, I'm a little bit sort of
Well, you
thing
will
back, but
be. It's intimidating. That's the
oh,
whole
it's
point
fun.
of them, and they're
Exactly.
designed to do that. The thrill rides
And I'm-
for a reason. That's why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to getting on it. But yeah, I just, sort of for me, I just worked my way up basically. And obviously, once I've done the ultimate, I thought, well, it's a big coaster. I've done that. I've experienced the thrill. Let's just go for it. And yeah, as you said, the rest is history. So
Now flats are a different story for me.
Hmm.
I hate flats, other than Samurai. I don't know why. I just love Samurai. It's one of my favorites. Ramesses Revenge.
I did not like Samurai last year.
Oh yeah, you went it last year. I didn't catch it last year. You said it was a rubbish cycle, right?
It was so bad.
What were they doing?
Like the cycle they sent before us, like lasted actually 5 minutes.
Wow.
We went on. It was a minute.
Was it that big queue or
No?
Oh.
The queue had gone down after we got on. Yeah, it was rubbish.
Oh no.
Absolutely rubbish.
I had a ride with you, Hannah and Ethan on it, and it was amazing. Like that was the first time I went on it. It was amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, for some reason last year, every time that I went on it, I only went on it like 3 times last year. But they were rubbish.
And Ramesses is awesome as well. Do you remember when we went on that with
Poor
that South Park
Ramesses.
trip? That was amazing. I've got a picture on Instagram coming actually from Ramesses. It's a nice one. So
Which I don't get to ride this year because it's gone.
I
no, it's a
know.
real shame they shut that because I never even got on that one.
Oh,
I got
it's
on.
incredible.
I got on
Ripsaw
Ripsaw.
times 10.
Oh, look,
Yeah,
well, see,
Ramesses was. They run it in tents when they did.
Was it
So
4
good.
back-to-back spins we got?
Think so, yeah.
4 or
Wow.
3 or 3.5. It was crazy. And then just got soaked by the fountain. It was like, okay, right, well I'm wet.
Yeah.
That's me done. I'm on the log
But
flume next.
to be fair, we were on a South Parks
Yeah.
event. So, because
Yeah, I
we basically
suppose.
done a ride takeover, that's why it was that intense.
I love ride
That's-
takeovers. The one we did on Hex, but you wasn't there for that. But the one we did on Hex was amazing. There was like 130 of us or something, just all in the queue, in the station, just lined up. Oh,
Do you know a good ride takeover that I did?
What's that?
Stealth. Actually.
Oh, did you do a photo shoot on Stealth or was it on Swarm?
I done the stealth photo shoot.
Right. The
Nice.
ice cream
So-
for the ice cream, was it?
Yeah. So the photo shoot that was actually going on was like it was a ice cream event where they had it was like snowing during the summer,
Yeah.
and it was edible foam, which
Oh wow.
was
That's-
meant to taste like ice cream. Apparently, it was horrible. Luckily, I didn't have to eat it the entire thing because basically they were doing that photo shoot on the ground and they needed a full train of people. So,
Yeah.
TPM for Parkmania, we went down and done a ERT before the park opened. I was riding stealth at 8 o'clock in the morning
wow.
for 2
Wow.
hours before the park opened. They
Incredible.
So they launched. It was 48 trains, I think it was.
Wow.
We could only ride 24 of them
Oh.
Oh man.
because they were launching both trains, but we were only allowed on one.
Ah.
I don't know why, because it cost a lot of money each time I launched a train.
Definitely.
But yeah, and what made it worse is because they were just launching a train in between ours. We had to get off
Oh.
each time.
Oh
Them
no.
harnesses are quite heavy.
Oh, they are. Yes, they are. I mean,
And
those-
when you ride
yeah.
it 24 times in a row, your arms are dead.
Yeah. So it's like being at the
Just
gym.
like, it's like, can someone
Literally.
just push it up for me, please? You know.
It was very fun though. It woke
Yeah.
me up a lot, considering I.
I'm not
The only way
surprised.
for me to get there on time, like at that time in the morning,
Hmm.
was I actually stayed at a undisclosed building in London where my father works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I slept on an office chair overnight.
That's all.
Wow.
He doesn't work for MI5.
I always get it mixed up. Brilliant. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I slept in on an office chair next to the building's air conditioning system, which makes very weird noises overnight. It's quite scary.
Someone animate that,
Considering-
please.
considering No, some of the noises. So you have like obviously the pressure releasing,
Yeah.
but then
So
there's
like-
other noises that
What,
sound
from
like
you or the air
keys.
conditioning? Like from
The air conditioning.
Which,
No, but there's other noises which sound like someone walking along with a set of keys.
oh,
Like, you know the
nah.
big skeleton key sets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sounded like someone walking along with one of them.
Oh my
No,
god.
I looked, there was no one, and it was terrifying.
Oh no.
Oh man.
So yeah, didn't get much sleep, but then went and rode Stealth 24 times.
How did it compare from when we did the last rides of the day to the first rides of the day? Was it any different? Can you remember? Like, can you remember if it was a bit tamer in the morning, or was it like the same?
No, it was forceful.
Was it?
If anything, I felt like it was a bit more forceful in the morning.
Wow. Okay. That's different.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah, because usually it gets faster throughout the day, doesn't it? As a rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping we'd get a rollback, but like, because obviously testing in the morning, like, quite likely, but no.
Oh.
No rollback, even though I rode it 24 times in a row.
We got close though. We had one on that South Parks trip, and I remember we was at the back, and it was like, are we going? Oh, we just got a thing going. Never mind. Are we going over, or are we hitting the rollback? And
it rolled over, unfortunately.
Just rolled over. Like, it was literally almost stopped at the top. I was like, what's gonna happen? No, damn it.
Nope, down you go.
Damn it, the ride completed its circuit.
Such an inconvenience.
I mean, when I was at school and I was in year 10, we actually went on a trip to Disneyland Paris. And to be fair, we'd literally stayed up all night just doing, exactly what stupid teenagers do, just messing about, being idiots. The next day, we were that tired that we actually had to go on Space Mountain just to keep ourselves awake. And we must have done exactly the same. I think we probably did a circuit of about 30 times on that thing just to stay awake. And the minute we stopped and went back to the hotel, I literally fell straight asleep. And apparently, even though I don't remember, I got up, turned on the tap in the bathroom, left it running, managed to flood the entire room, and then, out of all weird things, decided to try and nick off on my mate's alarm clock for some unknown reason. So you do some very strange things when you're very, very tired. But evidently, circuit in Space Mountain definitely didn't work. Not for me, at least. Sadly enough. So there you go. Funny little anecdote. That's the word I'm looking for.
There you go. I just want to apologise. While Joe was completely talking then, my computer was making stupid noises. Little story. I spilled a drink today and it went in my USB port. That's the story. So I apologise if you think that something's just connected to your computer, if you're using a Windows computer and you're listening to the podcast. It's my fault. Blame me. Give me hate in the comments. It's fine. I hate myself for it. But
Nice.
that's crazy. Anyway, 2,000 likes on Facebook.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Congrats, James.
Well done.
Part of the team. Yeah. Like, pat on the back there. It's amazing, and the outcry of support we've had since we reached this milestone as well has been amazing. From everybody across, the enthusiast community has been fantastic with us, and we're really looking forward to going forward, working with a lot of new people, yourself included, Joe, and obviously you're now heavily featured on the website with 2 reviews now, Nemesis and Kamali.
I know. Thank you very much for that. It's amazing to actually see my reviews officially published on your site. I have to say those photos look amazing on the Nemesis one.
Yeah.
They really, really do. You've done a cracking job there, mate. So
that's all James. That one, all James. I've just come in there and cropped them out.
But no, seriously, fantastic. Thank you so much for doing that, and we look forward to working with you going forward as well. I know we've got a massive amount of stuff planned. Something very, very good in the future as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be good.
It's going to be cool. Now, if you do, we are going to plan to do a live Keeping You in the Loop podcast at Blackpool. And if you are of the enthusiast community and you see us, we should be sat around Icon around dinner time at that restaurant. If we are filming, just come over and say hello. And you'll get featured on the YouTube channel as well. So just to let you know, guys, that I don't want a queue now outside that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But come in and say hello. The more the merrier. Honestly, it's amazing to be working with so many people. They got the Sanctuary review on there now by the Sanctuary nurse. That she's done a really good job at reviewing that.
really
Queen
has.
of the Mansion, Disney, everything Disney is coming to the website, guys. So make sure you stay tuned.
All
That
the
one,
Disney.
all the Disney, every single thing in Disney World. It's incredible.
And
Yeah, and you've got some more reviews coming soon as well. What you gonna do next?
certainly have. So my next one's going to be Mumbo Jumbo. What I'm aiming to do is work my way through the Flamingo Land stuff to start with.
Yeah.
Obviously quite familiar territory, but I don't really think many people have actually reviewed them, to be fair. So it'd be nice to sort of put that down on paper.
No, I can't find much about Flamingo Land.
No.
It's not even on their website. Like, come on, what are you
I
doing?
know. Yeah, so yeah, we'll be doing that, and then we've got plenty of plans for all ones as well moving forward. So stay tuned, guys. Loads of stuff to come.
So
Loads.
James,
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you again. What's your camera model?
It is a Canon 750D.
750D. There you go. I've been asked by a few people actually what we use, so I just thought I'd just get that out there.
Yeah, it's a Canon 750D with the stock lens. I haven't got any lenses on it at the moment.
I will say one thing. I've been asking James now for the last year what camera model he has, at least on a monthly basis. So,
the past month, you've asked me about 5 times.
I'm just checking the marketplace and checking CEX and all kinds of things because I want to go to Canon. I really like the way that the lens kind of and the wet in leads. Oh, James, you'll love leads. CEX.
Oh yeah.
The something exchange. There was another place as well. Every single freaking lens was a Canon. Every single one of them. Every camera, Canon. Every add-on, Canon.
Oh yeah.
Everything
Absolutely
was Canon.
Stocked to the roof,
Wasn't
mate.
it? I was looking for a 300 lens for Nikon, and there was a Canon. Was it a Nikon? But yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
You just literally like stood there in front of it going Canon, Canon, Canon. It's another Canon.
Yeah, I was literally pointing it like in the road. Must have been 100 Canon lenses for sale.
Certainly was.
So if you've got a Canon, guys, head down to Leeds, go into CEX. They've got about 100 lenses that are in tip-top condition, and they're like almost 70 quid each. Like really cheap. It's cool.
The other shop you're referring to is called Trade Me In, I think, or Trade Nation or something like that. It's actually up in the St. John's Centre. So if any of you guys are wondering what that shop was, definitely go check them out as well.
It used to be Granger Games, right?
Certainly did, I believe. Yeah, that's correct. So there you go.
Alrighty. So do you want to plug away at your socials and your YouTube?
I certainly do, yep. So as ever, make sure you check us out on Facebook. We're nearing 1,200 likes now, which is absolutely phenomenal. Literally just passed the 1,000 like mark very, very recently. So thank you to everybody, to all of you that are listening for the massive amount of support we received. Means the absolute world, and we've just got so much planned. So, just stay tuned, guys. But also, you can check us out on Twitter as well. So if you put at TPI 2019, you can check us out on Instagram, which is at Theme Park Insanity. And you can also check us out on YouTube on our brand new YouTube channel, which unfortunately we don't have an official URL for yet. However, if you just follow the links on some of the videos on our Facebook page, that can take you straight through to our YouTube channel as well. So make sure you check us out, give us a subscribe, and turn on that notification bell as well, guys. Over to you, Luke.
Yeah, so you can find us on our website, CoasterGen.com. It's looking amazing now. I'm really enjoying doing the website work.
It's a cracking website, man.
I'm loving doing it. And you can follow us on Facebook at CoasterGen Official, Twitter at Coaster_Gen, on here, YouTube, obviously. Make sure you go over and subscribe to Theme Park Insanity's channel as well. Let us know in the comments below if you've enjoyed this podcast. Let us know if you have any questions for the next one. And James, thanks for joining, dude, and thanks for telling us about your Cardiff incident. And
indeed, thanks very much for joining us, mate.
And my stealth incident. And what else is there?
All the incidents.
Creepy aircon machine incident.
Oh yeah. The scare maze that wasn't in a scare maze. Yeah,
indeed.
All right, so that wraps it up for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening and for watching the beautiful thumbnail that I produced for this video. I've been Luke. He's been Joe. He's been James.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
Adios.
Thank you very much. Take care. Bye, guys.